Hello everyone and welcome back to another stream. Here we are back in XP12 and today we're checking out a brand new freeware aircraft which just released, I believe it was yesterday or a couple of days ago. We are checking out the AeroGenesis A330, which is essentially an improvement for the Laminar A330, but it's completely standalone. It's a completely standalone aircraft, which is really cool. So this is currently version 0.9, and there is some improvements that come with this mod over the default Laminar version. We will go through those throughout the stream, but there's a big version 1 update which should be coming at some point, and that's where really all of the new big features. You know, I'm pretty sure they're doing a whole cockpit overhaul. We're getting an EFB, some more system simulation improvements, and all that good stuff. So it's really looking really promising. It's definitely a project we need to keep our eye on. You know, the Zebra 737 started out the same way with some minor improvements, and it just got better and better and better. So hopefully this with time can achieve a similar level of detail. But hey, we've got plenty of people on the stream already. Hey, Max Design, welcome. If you don't know, guys, Max Design is one of the devs, I believe, for the liveries, and we are using the fantastic Virgin Atlantic livery here today for our flight down to Luxembourg from Manchester here. Xplane Aviator, welcome. Super excited for 1.0 update. Yeah, absolutely. So as soon as that comes out, I will probably stream that as well. But yeah, like I said, really looking forward to seeing how this project progresses. Hey, Can, welcome. Thomas13, good evening to you too. Thank you for being a member on the channel. Sim Crash Flyer 297, welcome. No worries. Always happy to be reviewing these new aircraft, especially freeware. Always going to be helping out the devs. Antonio, welcome. A321 Joshi. Hey, Owls, how's it going, my friend? Need to pop into one of your streams at some point as well. Wonder how they got permission to use it standalone. How come XWX did? I've got no idea, as I just know that there is permissions in place from Laminar to use the model. The details of which I don't know. Good evening, comrade. How you doing? XWX change your aircraft type. AeroGenesis Zebra fires it, absolutely. The Bismo, hello. What are you using for ground textures auto? Today I'm just using my regular orthos here. So if I go out here, I'm just using my, well actually this is Orbex Trueworth, and then when we get to Luxembourg and over Europe, then it will be just regular orthos. We do sometimes use auto-ortho, not today because I have orthos downloaded. So, but yeah, if I didn't, then I would be using auto-ortho. Hey Stan, welcome. How you doing, my friend? X-plane looks beautiful as usual. Yeah, really happy with it actually. And here we are jumping to the cockpit, and they have done some improvements on the cockpit here, and it does actually look really nice. I believe there's a lot more in terms of improvements to come, but it's a really nice step in the right direction. It's a little bit cleaner than the default laminar textures, so it definitely looks like a newer aircraft. But I would say it seems to be high quality from what I can tell. Performance is around the same, if not slightly better than the default laminar. I don't fly the default laminar that much, um, if at all, really. So I did jump in the default one earlier just to sort of see the improvements, if that makes sense. But let's go ahead and bring up Navigraph here. And we'll brief the route and then take a look at the aircraft a little bit more. So, we are, if we bring up the, there it is, we are at Manchester Airport here using the fantastic Thai model scenery and Orbex True Air for the rest of the UK. We're going to depart runway 23 left on the list 2 Yankee departure. Fly down to the south over London, in fact. So if it's not cloudy, we'll get a nice view of London. And then over to the east, over the channel into French airspace for a tiny little bit, and then into Belgium as well. Then down to Luxembourg on the Ramp 3 Delta arrival. And we'll do the ILS Yankee into runway 24 at Luxembourg. Never flown into Luxembourg, so that'd be interesting for sure, just using the default there. So it should be good. Textures do look good, yeah, absolutely. And the PFD textures have been changed, all that good stuff. So let's just get the air. Let's bring this back up, and let's just get the batteries on here, and we need to get the external power. So how would we do that? Would it like this maybe? There's external power, so we turn that on. Let me know if the sound's all okay, guys. And let's just go for our normal flows. A little bit more than usual because the cold and dark is quite literally everything is turned off. So let's just go for everything. Turn it all on. All the ADIRs can go on. So I believe in the future, hopefully this stuff can get readjusted so the cold and dark setup is a little bit more realistic. Because all of this stuff wouldn't normally be off as far as I know. But like I said, still work in progress for sure. So a lot of a lot of button clicks here. Let's just get all the hydraulics on. We'll use the fuel pumps. Actually, you know, we'll just turn them on for now. Why not? Just let's just get everything on. And everything else looks okay. Bus tie, APU gen. All right, I think we're good here. Let me just catch up with the chat a little bit. Oh, so Comrade Ling has done the PFD colors. Big overall coming for the rest of the displays as well. Very cool, Comrade. Thank you very much for being here as well. And yeah, just fantastic work. Really, really good stuff. Fashionista, I rebuilt the engines in my garage. Downloaded it this morning, but I haven't been able to fly it yet. Well, that's what we're streaming for. I know a lot of people may not have the chance to fly it yet, so hopefully we can check it out on stream. Fly with Lewis script for that. Oh, absolutely. I'll have to check that out for sure. I'll check that out. If I'm right, we'll make the cold dot more realistic, but there is an add-on for that. I will take a look at that. Thank you, guys. I will take a look at that now. I need to get lossless scaling running here, so just give me 1 second. I forgot to start it earlier. But let me just do this. Hopefully it works first try and we get lossless scaling all running. For you guys. Come on, lossless. Ah, there it is. All right, perfect. That's all running. And let's go ahead and perform the rest of the setup here. So we'll go init page, and we are going to have to do this manually. It's not often we do this in an Airbus manually because SimBrief integration. But we are, let me bring up my Navigraph. We are at EGCC, going to ELLX, Engines might still, I don't know if it screwed up all the pipes in. Right, so flight number, we are CUDA 818 as per usual. So we'll go CUDA 818. There it is. Cruise flight level today is going to be, I opened the OFP up on my tablet, 370 today. And it'll automatically cruise above max flight level, really? 370. Why does it not want to take 370? Would it take 350? 360? But it won't take 370. No. Okay, yeah, we'll just do 360 then. Oh, we need to do our weight and balance as well, so maybe we'll do that first. So again, an EFB is coming as far as I know, but I'm just going to do it this way for now. Yes, fuel burning was fixed as well, and I believe the autopilot disconnect bug you fixed as well, which was incredibly annoying before, for especially on long haul. So fuel, we're going to take 13.8 tons roughly. So let's just, you know what, let me type it. 13,800. So pretty short flight, not too much for the A330, and autopilot is fixed, yeah. So our zero fuel weight needs to be 161.5. So I'm just gonna, where's our, oh no, that was our, we need to put our fuel in here. And then our payload needs to go up. Takeoff weight 174. All right, so we're just going to go around here somewhere. I know it's not particularly accurate, but it'll do for now. And yeah, 13.8 tons. All right, let's just do that. Fuel burn was tedious, but it's much closer to sim brief now. I'm glad to say you guys have done a lot of hard work, because yeah, that stuff can get very, very complicated. I'm no dev myself, but yeah, I know the intricacies of that sort of stuff. So maybe now, let's see if we take 370 now. If not, we'll just do 360. It doesn't make a difference. There it is. Maybe it was just our, we need to do our fuel, so. Default sim brief profile for the 330. I'm using the default, yeah, right now. So if we go to flight plan and departure 23 left on the list 2 Yankee. And then that should be good. So we'll put that in. And then after Listo, let's just bring up the flight plan. So after Listo, now we can go to Airways and go to L612. To Hon. In fact, Austin Meyer is sleeping in the cargo bay. Oh, really? We'll have to take a look. MCD is still mirrored or working independently? Working independently, which is really nice as well. So, Hon to Lima 15. And yeah, we can talk more about the aircraft and take a look at some of the other stuff once we're in the air. And then we'll go to Big. And then to UL9. To Conan. Now, I don't believe the AeroGenesis have changed any sounds, but the default sounds are actually quite nice for the Laminar A330. Maybe they have plans to redo some of the sounds. I think they are for the different engine variants, as far as I know. But it already sounds pretty good. To Remba then. So REMBA. And yeah, okay, so what we'll have to do here is let's insert that. Go to the final waypoint. So then, yeah, after Conan, our next waypoint is going to be Remba. And then after that, we're on to our star anyway, so we will improve FMod sounds. Oh, that's really good. Very cool. Yeah, so I guess a lot of the updates are actually going to come in version 1. But it's a nice start, version 0.9 for sure. And it's nice that it's just out there. If there's any bugs, you know, it can get fixed. So I think it's a good decision to get it released. So Remba 3D and the ILS Yankee 24. So let's just do that. ILS Yankee 24, Remember 3D. And then via that one, insert that. Check for discos here. And let's see. Yeah, that looks good. All right, let's just step through the flight plan here then as well. No, that's engine plan. And let's see, what do we have here? So this all looks good so far. Yeah, that all looks good. Perfect. You guys are going to make me go bed pretty late. Going to try this once I get home. I hope you enjoy it. Right, let's also set our local QNH, and then we'll do some performance calculations from SimBrief as well. So set that to QNH 1011 on the QNH. And I get it's not coupled, so we'll just do it on the first officer side. And we have, so doors are open. Let's hope we have some way of closing those. I'm just gonna click. Oh no. That's my bad. I forgot to start the APU. Whoops. That didn't reset anything. Alright, that's good. Alright, let's get back there. Where were we? Init B page then. And our block was... Will it autofill? Oh, it will. Fantastic. Zero fuel weight autofill. Perfect. And then I'm going to open SimBrief in the background here, and I will pull it up on screen for you guys. Just in a second here. Thank you, Stan. Really appreciate that. Do you know why the Flight Practice 777 cost 777,000? That's just because you don't have access, basically. If that's what it costs, you don't have access to the early alpha. If it's the normal $80, then you do have access. That's essentially how that works. Everything on the overhead looks good for now. What were we doing? We were needing to set our MCP as well to 370. And we'll do our performance calculations. Is the door closed? It is. Yeah, nice textures. I mean, in general, this looks very, very good. Right. So, let me bring up SimBrief here. For everyone. And we'll do performance calculations using the SimBrief performance calculator, which is really handy. So here we are. I'm going to click populate from last flight. So it's going to pull all the details we need. I'm going to just disable this and hit calculate. So flaps 1, flex, and then 54. So let's go ahead and put that in. Flaps 1. It was 54 flex takeoff. And our V speeds. So flex, 54. Then we have 130, 130, 138. So let's put that in. And 138. So performance is all done. We did init B as well, didn't we? We did. Alright. So that's almost there. And I'm just going to bring the little bar back at the top. Fantastic. APU is now on, so we'll get the APU bleed on. External power can now go off. Now we can get rid of all of this stuff. And the doors should close. Fantastic. It's going well so far, just about. And let's call for the pushback then. So,
ground to cockpit. Please show me where you want to go.
So we'll push out to the left here. Now, I installed these the new traffic global schedules, and it's been working really well everywhere.
Ground to cockpit. Tow is driving up.
But for some reason at Manchester, I don't have many aircraft parked. Not entirely sure why. That's a traffic global thing. I'll have to look into that. But something I just noticed. Terrain radar also coming out with 1.0. That'd be pretty cool. Thank you for subscribing, Rick. Go 500. Welcome to the channel. 777 V2 is usually up for sale for a couple of hours on Fridays around 4 New York time. Yeah, you have to be quick when the keys come out. But I think we're looking pretty much good to go here. There is a working terrain radar. Good. Everything on the overhead looks good to me.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed, ready to connect.
Let's turn the... Are these already maxed out? They are maxed out, okay. That's fine. Yeah, looks good so far. All working as intended. And it's nice to have a working A330 in the sim. That or the other aircraft, yeah. They probably shouldn't be showing, considering we have our... oh, it's on auto. Alright. That makes sense then. What's the price? Do you mean of the 777 or of this aircraft? This aircraft is free. What's your CG for takeoff?
Release parking brake.
My CG is -5 centimeters. What that is as a percentage of Mach, I'm not sure. But we should be okay, right? We should be okay. Can't wait for IRS alignment to come in. Yeah, that'd be pretty good as well. Is it good? Well, we're checking it out right now. So far, so good. But yeah, stick around on the stream. And that's what we're doing today, reviewing it. So, right, we need to get the parking brake off. And I realize my key binding for that doesn't work. So let me just change that. Sometimes you gotta... Some aircraft use... Yeah, here I've got parking brakes, but some use toggle... What was it? Toggle brake max effort. So let's just... Now it works. There we are. And beacon can go on.
Pushback, and you may start engines.
Alright. So we're pushing back now. Let's go ahead and start... yeah, let's go ahead and start engine number 1. Hello, very new for XP12, was a previous owner of XP11, liked very much and modded it, but I was disappointed to see how blurry the displays are. 4x MSAA fixes it, but hey, FPS loss. So yeah, displays are definitely sharper in XP11, but the reason this could be is because of VRAM or regular RAM. If you don't have enough, you will start to get blurry textures, especially displays, but in most aircraft for me, they look alright. And I have 8 gig of VRAM. And I'm running 4 times MSAA with FXAA as well. But it does hit the FPS quite a bit for sure. Also planning self-test. Yeah, I saw that on the you know, we'll bring up the Discord later, because I know you guys have sort of a list of things that you're planning on doing, so that'd be pretty good. We'll take a look at that. Better than default? Absolutely, Boat. Yeah, for now, absolutely. This is my first flight with it, so we'll see how the autopilot and stuff like that behaves. It is getting a major update anyway. This is just version 0.9. But version 1 will have a whole host of new updates. Do you know if I should learn the Xcraft E195, the free one? Hey, Xcraft do brilliant products, and I've not tried the free E195 because I have the paid version. But from what I've seen, it seems okay. You know, it doesn't have everything, but could be worth learning. Then if you really like it, go ahead and pay for the paid one. Textures are fine, but the displays seem off. Numbers are blurry and all of that. I heard it's because of Vulcan. Vulcan was running way better than XP11. Could be a... I wonder if it's a display thing. Like I said, for me, it's okay. It is a little bit more blurry, if I'm completely honest, in XP11, but I have got used to it and I can still read everything, so... for me, it seems okay. Got a good start on engine number 1. Let's go engine number 2 now. And we'll stick our first stage of flaps in as well. And after the major update will still be free. Yes, I believe this will be free for the foreseeable future, yeah.
Operation complete. Set parking brake.
So set parking brake.
Disconnecting tow, stand by.
I'm just going to enable my head tracking here. So all of that is good to go now. I'm not sure, your trim should be 2.1, but not sure. Yeah, the trim, let me see, did it tell me in my... It didn't tell me in my sim brief calculations. What's my trim set to right now? Let's... Trim is set to 3.6. Because normally trim would come up here somewhere, right? On the perf page we normally get our trim. But we don't have that right now. I think I might leave it and we'll see how it goes for now.
Cell is disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal on the left. We'll see you next time and have a safe flight.
Alright. Yeah, unless you guys as devs who have obviously flown this before think I should change it, then do let me know. Did you catch the Flight Factor Q&A? No, I didn't. Unfortunately, I missed it. But I am going to watch it back because I know there was some interesting stuff going on there. We have a good start on both engines now, so let's turn the APU off. Get ready for taxi here. We've got flaps 1 set. Let's arm the speed brake. Let's get predicted wind shear on. All that's on auto. Alright. We'll taxi to the runway here. Take a look at the chat. But brakes are working, good stuff. Got 8 gig of VRAM, but when I'm in the cockpit and zoom out a little bit, the displays look unreadable. I think if you zoom out too much, yeah, potentially. So, but you know, like for me right now, it looks, all the displays look very nice and sharp. Does it have ILS Cat 123? It should have ILS, yes. Up to what category, I'm not sure. Zooming in makes it way clearer. Could you maybe reduce your FOV if it, you know, still looks good enough for you? Maybe that might help. Calculated it, tried, should be 2.1. Alright, let's set 2.1 then. For our trim. So... looking at the bottom right here. Let's see, so... 2.1 set, we'll do a flight control check in a second. That Thai model's EGCC, it is. It's a very nice scenery. DM'd you my notes from it. Oh, thank you, Skylar. I'll take a look for sure. I think someone, I already was sent some notes. They were written by someone else. Maybe they're the same, but I know someone wrote notes from that Q&A, so I'll take a look for sure. How do you watch the Flight Factor Q&A back? They put it on YouTube, on their YouTube channel. So guys, I've got a link to the download link on the forums to this aircraft and their Discord in the description below, if you guys do want to try it out. I use 85 in its middle ground. I think I've got mine on like 70 or something, actually. Does this have its own FMC? I believe it's still the, maybe a slightly tweaked version of the laminar FMC. But I believe they are, you know, slowly planning to bring all of this stuff to custom. But, you know, these things will take time. We can't expect a full, you know, Zebo type aircraft straight away. And, you know, Zebo has been worked on for many, many years, so. It's probably the same ones. I don't know if anyone else took notes. Well, thank you very much for your notes anyway. I really appreciate that. In the Zebo, you always have to do the flight plan manual to have a SimBrief integration like Microsoft Flight Sim. It does have SimBrief integration. It's just not as easy as clicking load flight plan. You need to save your flight plan file in SimBrief into the output FMS plans folder in XPlane. You need it as a Zebo file, which you can download from SimBrief, and then There's a sort of specific way to do it. I'm not going to explain it right now on the stream, but if you want to join my Discord, I can walk you through it there. Maybe I'll do a video on it as well. The display problem is made because of high quality textures on sceneries and aircraft when people don't have much VRAM. XP reduces textures to get better FPS. Yes, that's exactly what I thought. Look at that. Very, very nice indeed. What if you have more plans in there? So you can only have one Zebo plan at a time, but you can have other plans that they shouldn't interfere as long as it's not a Zebo file. Because a Zebo file must be called B738, otherwise it won't work, basically. Yeah, so it'll load the one that's called 738. If you look through the Zebo manual, it is all explained there. So we're going to taxi to the runway here. Oh, I just realized. We are taxiing to the incorrect runway. Out of habit, we use this runway. That's just too busy talking. I'm not focusing on where I'm going. We'll just taxi over here. We need to go to the other runway. We are using 23 left, not right today. Don't forget auto brake. Yes. There it is. And we'll do a takeoff config when we get closer to the runway. But all very good for now. What head tracker do you use? I use a Tobii Eye Tracker 5. I have a video out on it that just came out a few weeks ago. And I really like it so far. I've been using it with flight sims, driving sims, racing sims. And it just works really well in all of them. So yeah, that's what I'm using right now. Alright, so yeah, we'll explore a bit more of the aircraft in a bit. I just want to get off the ground and on our way to Luxembourg. Flight time is around 1 hour, so it should give us plenty of time. So we'll take this left turn here. After this turn, we'll do a flight control check. Do you get sponsored by the add-on creators or just pay for the aircraft on your budget? So this aircraft is free. I literally just downloaded it, checked it out, thought it was quite good, decided to stream it. And then I just let them know I was going to stream it. But for others, sometimes I get products for free and in return for me streaming it, but that doesn't change my opinions. You know, I will never if a dev comes up to me and says, look, we'll give you a product for free if you stream it, but you must say it's good, I never will, you know. But yeah, sometimes I get products for free, absolutely, quite lucky in that sense. But we'll line up here, we'll just do a couple of after takeoff not after takeoff, what am I talking about? Pre-takeoff. So landing light can go on, taxi light to take off, strobes can go on. All our lights are looking good now. Let's go TARA on TCAS. It can all go on. Everything here looks good. Takeoff check. There it is. Quick flight control check. Full left. Full right. Full down. Full up. Rudder's working as well. So it should be good for takeoff here. So we'll go about 50% first. And then flex. There it goes. Nice sounds. There's 80 knots. We'll release the forward pressure on the side stick. There's V1. Rotate. Come on. There it goes. Okay, yeah, trim is quite nose forward. We are now up and away. Gear up. Very nice indeed. Just follow these flight directors here. so far so good. Trim was a little bit nose forward, but that's fine. Wasn't too bad at all. Go climb now on the thrust. Pitch down a bit. We need to make this left turn here. There is a restriction of 5,000 foot as well that we have. And flaps can now go up as well. Scenery looking fantastic. Look at that. Looks to be a bit of a broken line there on the ND. And alright, what we'll do, we'll go autopilot on. Let's just disarm the speed brake. Let's see, I'm just interested to see what it's going to do here. It should go direct to Listo afterwards, but let's just see. We do have a restriction as well at 5,000, but we'll probably dismiss that. There's that restriction. I'm just going to go open climb, so we can ignore that restriction. And we are going to go to Listo now. Alright, that seems to work as intended. Going to get us back on that track, hopefully. So yeah, there was a bit of a break there. But the autopilot still seems to be flying that okay, so that's good. There's all the other aircraft from Traffic Global. So let's catch up here a little bit on the chat. 7,000 standby, do 1,000 or something else. Yeah, I don't generally touch the transponder numbers here just because I'm not flying on VATSIM or anything, so it doesn't really matter. What GPU do you have? I have a RTX 3070 Ti. Good for the community to get free stuff, but I'll be getting the Tolis A330. Yeah, looking forward to the Tolis A330 as well for sure. But it's always good to get free stuff. We know what Zebo did and just how good Zebo is, and that's really payware quality. And again, it will take time. We're not going to get a Zebo level free A330 just like that, but we'll see what AeroGenesis can do. So far so good in my opinion. Always good to have free stuff. Credit to developers as well. They're not making money out of this, so it's their free time, so we can always appreciate that. Get our lights off here, as we're already almost above 10,000. In fact, we are above 10,000. Hello, I'm the AeroGen developer that made the Reddit post. Happy that you're testing our product. Ah, yes, that's how I found the product. I saw the Reddit post. I think I commented on it as well, actually. So, yeah, thank you very much for helping develop this aircraft. Talk from the MD-11, relatively same time as you, except I'm at 10,000 feet. Yeah, that MD-11 can be quite powerful, especially when it's light. You got Ortho for XP. I'm currently using, this is all that is loud. So currently I'm using Orbex True Earth for all of this. But after, when we get into Europe, outside of the UK, I will be using Ortho for XP. Is that all True Earth Great Britain? I want to get one, but I'm worried about loading speed because I have to install it in my HDD and do symbolic link to my sim. So when I had it on a hard disk, and I had shortcuts just like you were going to do, the loading times were increased, but I had all three running. Loading times were increased by about 5 to 10 minutes for me, but once I was in the sim, if I was flying to the UK, it had no impact. So other than loading time, you should be fine. I now have it all on a hybrid drive, and it's the same as regular X-plane loading time. So honestly, you'll be fine on a hard disk. Still be able to enjoy the sim. What plugins do you use? You can see all my plugins here. Your Auto DGS, XP Realistic, which I've got enabled actually. We should turn that on. But I'm gonna do this. Copy. Let me just copy my A321 profile. That's better. Yeah, so you can see all my plugins here. OpenSAM is a SAM replacement, Avitab, better pushback. Pretty standard stuff, not too much going on. Say if they make the click spots a bit bigger. Yeah, to me they seem okay, but the MD11 has huge click spots and I really like that. So yeah, I guess large click spots is always a nice improvement, but they seem sort of okay for now, I'd say. Does it make the curve between waypoints based on weight? I don't know how it's called, I hope. I think the curve between waypoints is more based on your airspeed. Or your ground speed, even. 20,000 now. Yeah, we're at 18,400, so you're definitely outperforming us there in the MD11. What add-on do you use for the sounds you just changed? I need it to. This is XP Realistic. Yeah, which, here it's enabled. There we are. This is XP Realistic. It's like $20 on xplane.org, but it's really good. I have a lot turned off. But you can turn on and off whatever you want, really. Very, very good add-on. What does Traffic Global do? Traffic Global adds AI aircraft, essentially, to airports and flying around. So if I bring up the map here, this aircraft here is me, and all these other aircraft are other aircraft in the sim flying around. As you can see at East Midlands Airport here, for example, there's a load that has just sat on the tarmac or sat at stands. But it's, yeah, essentially like FSLTL for X-Plane, if that makes sense, but it's paid. It's not based on Flight Radar 24 traffic, no, it's based on schedules. When I'm using auto, I don't have trees and buildings. That'd be due to your scenery packs to I being incorrect, most likely. Again, oh, did we just crash? No. Please don't tell me we just crashed. Right, guys, I don't know if you can hear me. You could potentially just confirm in the chat if you can hear me. I've reloaded X-Plane. We did crash, unfortunately. Send that log. I will. Let me save the log. I don't believe it's to do with the aircraft, though. We can hear you. Okay, fantastic. I'm trying to just bring X-Plane back up. Why is it not? It doesn't want to register X-Plane for some reason. Would that work now? As long as you can hear me, that's all okay. We'll restart the flight. What we'll do is we won't do the whole flight because I don't have time to restart the flight from scratch. But let's do this. Let's start the flight and we'll go from Manchester. Let's do that. So I'm gonna just reload at Manchester. Okay. And we'll do a flight to London. It'll be a bit shorter, but we'll still check out the aircraft. I'll get the log sent. Hopefully it's not the aircraft. I don't think it will be, to be honest with you. That could just be a random crash, but we'll see. If it is to do with the aircraft, then that's that's why we're testing, right? And it is pretty much a pre-release anyway, so. Well, yeah, sorry about that. Not much I can do, but we'll do a flight to London instead. It'll be a bit shorter, but yeah, 'cause I don't have the time, unfortunately, to do a flight all the way to Luxembourg from scratch here. Or we'll just absolutely speed run this startup. Let's see. Max has done Frankfurt to Beijing without any problems. Yeah, Well, let's see. Let's see. Hopefully, we don't get another one. Like I said, it is my first flight, so I'll do some more testing my own time off stream as well. If I continuously get crashes, then but yeah, I'll keep you guys updated. That's just unfortunate, really. But we're gonna reload here at Manchester. How about restarting with engines running? You know what we could do? Why don't we start? Let's do this. Let's start on the runway with engines running. I'll program the FMC and we'll just take off from there. Let's do that. That's a good suggestion. That'll save some time, and then we'll just do this whole flight to Luxembourg. Is it a plugin you're using to display the flight information across the top of the screen? Yes, yeah. That's it's called what's it called? I can't remember now. I'll check once XPlane loads. If I try and do anything when XPlane's loading, it will crash XPlane. So I'll get the name of that for you in a second. But once we load, we'll have to sort of reload. Let me just spawn on a runway here. So runway, engines running, and we'll do that. Okay. We'll see in the log. Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, so the plugin doesn't actually show up on my screen. All that data you guys see at the top I can't see that on my screen. That's just purely for the stream. How is the A330? So far so good. We did get a crash, but we don't know if it's to do with the plane or what. So let's see here. I just need to restart the flight on Volanta 2. Right. Does this plane work with the default 330 liveries? I don't know, but it does come with a bunch of liveries, as you can see here. And Ken, the name of the app is called Fly Live Studio. You get all that data at the top. Right, let's do this again. Let me just make sure everything up here is good. First of all, lights on. Actually, we'll leave those at auto. TARA on. Flaps to 1. Arm the speed brake. Make sure we're not powering up there. Right. So, EGCC to... Actually, can we download the flight plan from SimBrief and just pull it in? Let me do that. Let me see if that works. That might save us some time. Let me just save this in the background for you guys. Alright, so I have that saved. Let's see if I can load it now. So ELLX01, I believe I'll have to type in. Yay, that works. Alright, lovely. How do you get your weather to change smoothly? Mine abruptly changes. I haven't done anything. That's just how XPlane is for me, at least. Let's just fill out the rest of this. We need to do our fuel balance again, I reckon. So has it didn't. So it was 13,800. And payload, we need a total weight of, what was it? Total weight about 174. So that'll do. And then we can do 370 here. Flight plan. And it looks like it's done everything. I just need to select the ILS 24 Yankee. Get rid of that disco. Alright, that looks good. Alright. Init B. That's done. Perf then, it was 154. Let's take a look at the performance that we used before. Then it was 130, 130, 138. Good job I kept that up. So that's done. Max auto brake. 370. 1011 on the QNH. Just set this to arc. I know it's the same in 12.1, not sure why. Maybe it's just live weather update system. Maybe for some people it's more harsh. For me, it's sort of been smooth, I think. Hey, Mint Mellow, welcome. 12.1.1 randomly found itself to update, not really enjoying it as weather's really weird. Oh, that's really strange. What site are you using to get your perf? SimBrief Performance tool, the inbuilt SimBrief Performance is what I'm using. Alright, well, I think we're good to go for the takeoff then. So, shall we get some lights in here? Let's do that. Let's get some lights. Integral lights. Turn those up. And more integral lights on the overhead, I believe, somewhere. Or they're down here somewhere. Where's the integral lights? How do we get more lighting in here? Is it on the overhead somewhere? It's gear. Yeah, I'll put that back down. That's up from when we took off. Quite crowded today. There was almost 50 people earlier before we crashed. Anyone know how to get the integral lights? Wrong button. Oh, no, too bright for lighting. Okay, we'll leave it. That's fine. I wanted to get some integral lights for up here. Or maybe it's one of these. There it is. Alright. Let's go ahead and take off here. 50%. We'll let it stabilize. Just get my head tracking working. And then flex. There it is. Flex. And here we go again. There's 80 knots. Release forward pressure. B1. Rotate. That's better. Gear can go up. Look at that. Very nice. We'll still hand fly it just a little bit. Yeah, it does hand fly quite nicely. We'll pitch down before we get too slow. Start that left turn as well. I'm going to leave it on flex for a little bit. Just want to speed up. There's just climb then. Flaps can go up. Autopilot can go on. Disarm speed brake. Fantastic. And we'll just go open climb. So, we're back up and running then. Terrain, as you can see, terrain radar works. Very nice. Weather radar is on as well. And yeah, that's on. Good. Alright. Lovely stuff, we are back. Yeah, I've not been using Active Sky since 12.1 came out. For me, the X-Plane default live weather is good enough, actually. But yeah, we're back. Sorry about the crash. But yeah, these things happen, especially in flight sim. We're back on our way to Luxembourg, and that is just a beautiful aircraft. Look at that. Very nice sounds. And I love the Virgin Atlantic livery. It's really, really nice. Gotta get some screenshots of that, I think. Alright. Autopilot seems to be behaving for now. Seems to be working quite well. I know on the default Laminar A330 had all sorts of autopilot issues, but this looks okay so far. But yeah, thank you to those of you who have stuck around. Always really appreciate it. And we are climbing nicely up and away. I'm just trying to remember which keybind I had set. Very nice. Orbit XQF looks great as well. How much RAM are you running? I'm running 32 gigabytes of DDR5 RAM. We get the taxi, landing, runway turn-off light can go off as well. Good stuff. Alright. So speeding up there, then we're going to climb further. Put the altimeters to standby. Not standby, standard even. Not working quite well right now, but I'm working with my team to fix it. Oh, is that the autopilot for this aircraft? Are you a dev? The disconnecting issue has luckily been fixed. That was the biggest issue for sure. That was definitely the biggest issue, was the disconnecting. The amount of long hauls I tried and end up in the ocean. But yeah, glad that you guys have fixed that, and I look forward to trying it on a long haul. I'm the CEO. Oh, okay, I see. Well, thank you very much for being here. Yeah, I did not recognize the name, but yeah, thank you very much for being here. And great work so far. Looking forward to the future versions as well. Yeah, very nice work so far. Always good to have a freeware aircraft. Everyone likes freeware. So let's see, 15,000. You can see all these other aircraft. Might have missed it in the beginning. It says a free add-on. It is. It's a free add-on. The link to the Discord and the download page is in the description. And will be free forever. Very, very glad to hear that. I have 4090, 32 gigabytes of RAM and an i7. I can get my X-Plane to run smooth. Yeah, that should run X-Plane very smooth. Absolutely. Aqua Visual XP is great, but it doesn't seem to work with 12.1 particularly well. At least I had issues. I've heard it caused performance issues. It was throwing up a lot of errors in log files as well. Visual XP in 12.1, so I would maybe avoid it for now. While it's a great add-on, it does need updating. And the live weather that comes with it is not very good. Very nice. Happy that my laptop runs X-Plane 12. Yeah, it's sometimes X-Plane can be difficult to get running for sure. is a very intensive program to try and run. Oh, Trucking Outlaw, are you saying you can't get X-Plane to run smoothly? My visual XP is doing great in 12.1. Oh, really? I'll have to give it another go maybe then. But when I tried it during the betas, it definitely wasn't working. When you finish the flight, give the X-Plane a note out of 10. For sure, I can do that. Okay, so a lot of people are using visual XP in 12.1, so I'll have to take another look at it then. Are you seeing any wing flex? No. Not very much at all, actually. Not right now, no. We'll have to see when we land if there's wing flex, but right now I'm not seeing any at all, or very, very little amounts. Sorry for asking, but could you send the log via Discord privately? Yeah, I will do after the stream, Max, for sure. Oh, you can't get it to run smooth? You said you had an i7. What generation is that i7, do you know? Don't understand why they can't fix the crashing X-Plane where you load the sim and you click anywhere it crashes. Yeah, that's been a thing since X-Plane 11, I'm pretty sure. If X-Plane's in the loading screen or anything and you try and click or tab out, it'll crash. So, not sure why, but I've just got used to it at this point. But it's been something, it's been an X-Plane thing for quite a while. Hey, Raphael, welcome to the stream, my friend. FF Notes review, curious as to what you're most excited about. We'll take a look at the notes in a second, actually. We can do that during the cruise. And I'll let you know what I'm most excited for. I think it's going to be 787, to be honest. But I'm pretty sure that stream was more about the 777, if I'm not mistaken. What's the difference from the current version and the default? Right, so let me open up Discord in the background here. And we'll take a look at what it says from their Discord. I'm doing good, thank you. I'm doing good, how are you? '13th gen. Yeah, that should definitely be good enough. Trucking Outlaw, if you want to join my Discord and maybe put a post in the X-Plane help section, we can try and get to the bottom of why your X-Plane isn't performing. But in the meantime, if you want to take a look at some of Q8 Pilot's performance videos and optimize an X-Plane, that might well help you. When you tab out, it says it will crash, but it doesn't. Just wait till it loads. Right. I'm on i5 11700K with 64 gigs memory, RTX 3060, 12 gig visual XP, works good. Yeah, that's a pretty good PC there. I feel like the Rotate MD11 flies better and is closer to a real MD11. The Rotate MD11 is very good. Yeah, but don't worry about that. That's just Nightbot being Nightbot. It's just because there's a lot of caps there. But you said TFDI MD11 or Rotate MD11. I've not tried the TFDI myself, but from what I've seen on videos and streams and stuff, I think the Rotate is probably a deeper level of simulation. And I'm actually very happy with the Rotate MD11. I really enjoy it. So up near 30,000 foot now. Let me bring up Discord for you guys here. And if we go to, let's see here. So, alright, we're actually on the download page. So, what you can expect from the 0.9.0 release, which is what we are running right now, is the corrected fuel burn, upscaled cockpit textures, which is actually quite, you can definitely see the difference for sure. Same with the PFD colors. Turn prediction, It's improved, but they are doing more work on it. And fixed autopilot random disconnections. So that's what we have right now. In the future, this is what I'm really excited about, is a complete cockpit texture remake, EFB integration. This is going to be very useful. The new engine options, so having the GE CF6 Pratt & Whitney 4000 engines, because we currently are running a Trent 700. High quality F-mod sounds, improved immersion by adding more depth into the systems, like the self-test, as they mentioned earlier, and the high quality liveries that comes with the aircraft. And that's just with the first version, 1.0.0. I'm sure they will have further improvements as well. So it's definitely something to keep your eye on, for sure. And right. Yeah, boat didn't do anything wrong at all. That's just Nightbot being Nightbot, and unfortunately there's not a huge amount I can change. I have adjusted the numbers and stuff, but yeah, if you put all caps, it will delete the message, unfortunately. My favorite bird, love these tri-jets. Happy to see him fly in one of my local airports, Charles de Gaulle. Yeah, it's a shame we don't see more. I barely see any MD-11s now. I think I saw one at Heathrow once. But that's it. We're cruising nicely. Go for a little wing view here. That lovely engine. Love the A330 and take that as a win. What a beauty. Glad they improved it. Just wish for a tablet like the Zebra with AviTab including calculation. Yeah, that's what they're working on for sure. That'll make this thing a lot more flyable. Definitely. We've got to get a new GPU. 1660S is struggling. Yeah, that might struggle, but should be okay. What are you upgrading to? What's lossless scaling? Lossless scaling is essentially frame generation with XPlane. It actually works on any, or pretty much any app, game, simulator. I have a full video on that, so if you do want to check it out, that should explain everything. I don't have it running right now, but I will get it running in a second here. Hopefully the TOLIS 330 comes out soon. I'm pretty sure that will coming out this year, I would hope, because TOLIS tend to announce their stuff when it's sort of within, at least, sort of the same year release. They won't announce something that's going to release years ahead of time, other than the A350. But we'll see. Had luck and got the 777 V2. It's way better than PMDG 777. I really like both. And I fly both a lot because I've really been enjoying the 777 recently. But yeah, the flight factor is, in my opinion, the system depth is nothing much in any simulator comes close to it, to be honest. It's very in-depth. It's sort of hot start 650 level of systems detail. It's very good. It does work both. Yeah, it really does work very well for me. Want to get an RX 7900 for 2025, but I just can't run XPlane in VR with my actual GPU. So I got a good deal on eBay for an RX 6700 XT. Oh, very nice. Jemba, do you use ActiveSky? I don't. I used to use it, but after 12.1 came out, I've stopped using it. Because the default is good enough for me. So I'm just going to get lossless scaling running in the background here for the remainder of the flight, because we will probably need it when we get towards Luxembourg. Around that area of Europe, my frames, to say the least, really suffer. Hopefully that should have worked now. It has indeed. Right, so boat. In the top left, you see two numbers. The 32-ish and the 71. The 35 here is the first number is my normal frame rate. So that's what XPlane is running at. And you can see that here as well with the XPlane frame rate. 66 is the frame rate that the frame gen is running at. And I'm seeing, and you are seeing, 60 FPS. As you can see, it's all nice and very nice and smooth. That's essentially what it does on a very basic level. In terms of systems for me, Challenger 650 is the plane to go to in X-plane. Yes, I think that's still got the #1 spot, to be honest, for sure. We'll also add ground services Chocs GPU. I think will be implemented in the EFB. Oh wow, that sounds fantastic. That'd be really good as well. Like Zebo, yeah, absolutely. How much FPS you get? So right now I'm on 37, but I have my graphics pretty much set to max, so I am pushing my system. But I get around the same, if not slightly better than the default A330. So it's pretty decent on frames for me. Yes, Max design is from the AeroGenesis team. Absolutely, Captain Anderson. I agree. Even without the VNAV, it's very, very good. And when that VNAV comes and the performance calculator and all that good stuff, it's going to be even better. New TOLUS planes dropped with 18 months of each other. A320 Neo came out March 2023. 18-month mark will be September of this year. Yes, that's my guess, is that the A330 will come out sometime later this year. That's double. How does it work? I'm going to put a link in chat, because I wrote an article on how it works, but I also have a video on how it works. So let me see here. Let me find it. I wrote an article on how it all works, if I can find it. But I do have a video on it as well. In fact, I'll put the video in there instead. And that should explain sort of how it works. I don't know the complete intricacies behind it and how it works in the background, but I know it works very well, so. And because I'm running lossless scaling, the stream may have, it looked like it's frozen. It'll go back to normal in a second when I tab back in. But there's the link to that video. Hope it'll be the A339 variant. I'll be happy with any variant. A Neo would be pretty cool. A CEO would also be pretty cool. Do you have video on YouTube with your lossless scaling? Yes, so the video I just put will show my lossless scaling settings as well. Also planned, but nothing official, making our own model. Oh, that'd be cool. I guess that's the systems and the EFB is the main priority at the moment, but I guess maybe eventually its own model will be quite good as well. Thank you for subscribing, Mayday. Really appreciate it. Welcome to the stream, the channel even. Something funny happened today when flying with the TOLUS A346. During the climb, I saw a sort of black smoke trail in front of me. Just ignoring it, after some seconds, boom, it exploded. I forgot to turn off the AI. So I guess there was some AI aircraft flying around or trying to shoot you down or something. Oh, the actual aircraft exploded? Oh, wow. I didn't even know that was a thing in X-plane. Weird how TOLUS hasn't released any teasers yet. They generally don't release too many teasers. They sort of just go, the plane releases and they just release it, sort of thing. I don't remember there being many teasers in the past for TOLUS. Oh, look at that timing. There's Heathrow down there. I need to change it so it doesn't use the Thai models ortho, because it looks slightly different. I need it to use the the Orbex orthos. London City right below us. There it is, London City Airport as well. Very cool. September is going to be a big month in simulation. Microsoft Flight Sim 2024 will be showcased. PMDG 777F will be out. Hopefully 330 comes next. Yeah, it's going to be big. Looking forward to all of those. The TOLUS, the PMDG, Microsoft Flight Sim 2024 as well. Definitely. My Phoenix A320 is slow. I put Toga and it takes time to go into Toga. Same thing when I'm on the ground, it will move slowly. I have to put more power than it will go, but will be too fast. I don't think I've had this issue. For me, the throttles are synced perfectly with my physical throttles, so... Does Tolis do some discounts along the year? They do very occasionally, so... The next one, when is it? We're in August, so... There might be one in September, and then... Potentially Halloween, potentially... Christmas, and maybe some random ones in between. But Tolis do less sales normally, I believe. But they are on sale a couple of times throughout the year. Imagine Tolis A330, 200, 300 plus 900 Neo. That'd be pretty cool. I reckon they'll do one or two variants, and then we'll have the others as an add-on package or something. Tolis just released teasers. The Neo had multiple teasers in February 2023. Plane came out March 2023. Oh, okay. I didn't know that. I guess maybe we'll get teasers in a few months then. If they don't go for the September release, then maybe it'll be an October release or something like that. But yeah, we'll have to see. Oh, I see. Will Tolis recycle some things from the 340, such as Cockpit? Probably some things. I can't imagine them redoing, you know, if, for example, some of these rotary knobs or buttons and stuff are textured or modeled the same, I guess they'd reuse it, but there is a fair few differences between the 340 and 330 Cockpit, so I imagine some will be recycled, some will be new, but when Tolis release an aircraft, they tend to also release sort of, it's a higher quality than their previous. So it might be completely different textures and all that as well. So we'll have to see. You know, the 320, it was, you know, completely new textures, new ISCS system, and then they eventually updated the rest of the aircraft as well. Let's see where our top of descent is. If we zoom out a little bit on the ND, can we spot it? There it is, it looks like. But we can go to the prog page, no, the perf page. And then 2 TD, distance 133. That's fine. Really love my A346, but something Laminar Research does better than Tolis is the texture and modeling. Base A333 cabin is top notch, even though I'm more focused on systems. Yeah, I was looking around, and if we go here, for example, that's outside. I just need to disable this very quickly so we can move around. If we head into the cabin here, it's actually been done very, very well for a default aircraft as well. Very, very nice. Really cool. Yeah, it does look good. It does look quite good. And you know, I don't really spend much time in the cabin anyway, but it looks pretty good to me. No reason to complain. Got pillows and all sorts. This is all default, I would presume. Just close this door. Re-enable my plug-in here. Thank you very much for subscribing, Captain J. Anderson. Welcome to the channel. A333 not got new screens on the back. Oh, really? Oh, wow. Tolis Neo was the first in-house texture plane. The A319 321 were bought. A340 was done 50% by Tolis. Ah, I see. That's why there was the huge increase in quality then, I guess. If I want to get Tolis A321 Neo, I need to spend $90 on the base and extra $30 for the Neo package. Yes, yeah. If you want the Neo, yes. Having to research A330 cabin, very nice models. Only thing is the seatbelt signs don't work. Yeah. But for a default plane, it's pretty good. Better than some payware I've seen. Oh, so this add-on also changes the screens. Right, I see. Very nice. Just about to head over the English Channel then, leaving our lovely Orbex True Earth behind. Does indeed look very good. Look at that. Go for a little cinematic shot here. Looks very, very nice indeed. Those Trent 700 engines look fantastic with the Virgin Atlantic livery, the metallic paint. Looks so good. Oh, as we're going to turn here as well. Beautiful. So, not too long to go. My Volante is still on. Can you see my flight? Forgot to end it. Where were you flying to? So my crash happened. Oh. 90s Virgin Atlantic livery was so beautiful. Yeah, I love the retro liveries. It'd be great if this aircraft could ship with a retro a 90s Virgin Atlantic livery. That would be so cool. But I do love the old deliveries for sure. Go for a wing view, I think. Doing a charter from MIA to OMDB, flight factor 762ER. Very, very nice. That's a nice flight. A long flight. It's an A346 between LFPO and LFPG in Paris. It would be funny if you can actually still see it. I still see it from my side. LFPO to LFPG. Let me see if I can... Were you on the ground when you disconnected? That's a short flight. LFPO to LFPG. Isn't that Paris Orly to... Isn't that Paris Orly to Charles de Gaulle? Yeah, I'm not seeing an A340 on the ground on Volante at the moment. We'll bring it back to XPlane here. Yeah, the only thing we're using lossless scaling when streaming is if I tab out or open something else, the lossless scaling will freeze. Which doesn't affect me, it just means that for you guys it freezes, which is a little bit annoying. Oh, right, I see. Yeah, I can't see anything between those two airports on my screen at least. That would be a short flight with such a massive aircraft. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's like, what, 3 wingspans of a 340 maybe? Air France actually do some here with a 777-300 ERs. Wow. Thought XPlane crashed for a second. Yeah, that's why I tapped back in and mentioned it, just in case. Looking good. Let's do a flight from Westray and Papua Westray Islands. Very, very nice indeed. always these new places. See all these aircraft around us on the transponder. They just stay at 3,000 feet for some minutes. It's always very funny to see. That must be cool if it's flying overhead. Yeah, we do have orthos for Luxembourg. Should be quite a nice scenic approach, hopefully. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to the future updates of this aircraft. Looking good so far, and if even just with the bug fixes, it's very much flyable, as we can see here. Be good to test it on the approach and ILS and all that, and let's see. Looking forward to the AFB as well. That's going to be a huge implementation with ground services and the performance calculations. That's going to really bring this aircraft to the next level. You're really making me stay awake. I have to wake up in 5 hours again. Oh no. Yeah, for me it's 9:30 at night for me in the UK. What's the traffic thing? What plugin? That is Traffic Global by Just Flight. Traffic Global by Just Flight. Went back to XPlane 11 for VR stability. Looks nowhere close to XPlane 12. I've installed Reshape, but my FPS died. Lost like 30-35. Any alternative? I heard about Xvision, if I'm correct. You could try ShadeX. That should work. I always had issues with Reshade on XPlane 11. But yeah, ShadeX should work. Germany is 10 PM. France is 10 PM. Yeah, it's later. For me, 22:26. I'm in Switzerland. Yeah, so we're in the UK. We're 1 hour plus Zulu. So I guess you guys are then 2 hours plus Zulu time. Right, where are we descending? 46 nautical miles. That is definitely the wrong camera. Looking good. Let's do our performance calculations for the landing then. So let's do this. Yep. Ever since I moved to 12, I've not gone back to 11. Absolutely. Alright. So, performance tools, populate from last flight, go to the landing section, pretty much leave everything as it is. And we can, let's see what it gives us. So it's going to give us auto brake low and a V approach of 134. So let's put that into here. So we can select auto brake low, and then if we go to perf, And, oh, so you already filled this out for us? Let's see, what's the, let me just bring up the weather for Luxembourg. So QNH is indeed 1016, temperature 17, wind. Yeah, so it's auto-populated that's very nice. And it's given us a V-approach of 140, whereas SimBrief has given us 134. So we're going to go with what SimBrief says. I don't know if we can actually change it, can we? No. Alright. We'll just leave it at 140, I suppose, then. And I'm going to put our minimums in while we're here. We're working on EFB, yes. Yeah, looking forward to that for sure. And minimums... 1315. There it is. Perfect. Yeah, so the way I do my plane needs an AFB with SimBrief integration, performance calculations, and fuel insertion. Yeah, I mean, if it has AviTab integration as well, like Max Design said, you can just put the SimBrief OFP into AviTab, but it does mean you have to download it. Where can you find out minimums? Never understood it. Let me bring up Navigraph here. I can show you. So, if I bring up the chart here, this is the approach chart for the ILS. Generally down here, so it depends what kind of approach you're doing here. Cat 3B, Cat 3A, Cat 2, Cat 1, or just a localizer with the glide slope out. Now I just, I believe we are Cat 1 anyway, but I just generally use this one, 1315. That's the radio altimeter. This is the barometric for a Class C aircraft, which I believe the A330 is Class C. So yeah, that's it pretty much. We are planning a custom AFB with ground surface open closing doors. Yeah, that would look really cool. Definitely be very helpful as well. One thing we'll just notice, we can see a hole when looking between trim wheel and FMS. Yeah, here. I believe that's probably realistic, considering this trim wheel has to go somewhere, right? Down here. So I guess that there's probably maybe is a gap there in real life. I don't know. But I sort of assumed that that's realistic. Did you find Austin Meyer in the cargo bay? I have not looked. Let's see if we can look. I don't know if we can look from here inside the aircraft. We might have to look when we're on the ground. Let's see, can we go through the floor? I don't know. A330 is Delta. Oh, it might be, yeah. I need to check all that, what classifies as the Charlie and Delta. But I don't know if we can... Yeah, we can't phase through the ground, so I think we'll have to take a look at it when we're on the ground. We'll look for the Austin Mayer in the cockpit. But we should be fairly close to our top of descent point now. I think, in fact, we already should be descending. Let's go to 10,000. Yeah, we're past our top of descent point, so we do need to start descending. There we are. Is it going to start the descent? There it goes. Alright. Categories A, B, C, D are determined by your approach speed, so you can vary by aircraft. Yeah, I will have to do some research on that and work it all out. So we have our auto brake set to low. That should be good for landing. Everything else should be okay for now as well. Extend speed brake. We'll put the speed brake out a little bit. Does it let you do full speed brake? It does on the A330. I'm going to turn the rumble down on XP Realistic a little bit. That's better. So that pink dot is where our vertical profile should be. So we are getting there. We're quite fast though. But we'll get back on track here. Checking your Volanta right now. How do you follow the purple line when flying on the A346? It's definitely not following the line. Yeah, it generally doesn't tend to follow the line on Volanta. Because the Volanta flight plan line isn't generally completely accurate, so I won't bother about flying following that line on Volanta at least. Go half speed right now. That should be good for our descent. Let's see, do we have our orthos yet? We do, lovely. Very nice. Put a little bit more speed brake out here. So our first restriction, we have a restriction of at Ritax. So what's our next waypoint? After this, we need to be at Ritax, and at Ritax, we need to be above flight level 100. So that's fine. We'll leave that in for now. Could you do me a favor and check how much fuel you should normally have left after the flight on SimBrief to compare it to the actual fuel burn? Yeah, for sure. We can do that for sure. But obviously I've not, because presumably the SimBrief fuel accounts for taxi time and all of that stuff. But obviously I didn't taxi today because because we crashed, I had to start on the runway and all that. So I'll check the fuel burn for sure, and I'll do another flight and check it out. And as we descend, because Skylar's just reminded me, let's take a look at some of these the notes for the 777, or the dev stream at least. Let me just open them all up and we'll take a look at them. And I'll put that on X-plane. Let me just swap the scene on OBS here. There we are. And alright. VNAV, no exact date. Dennis has it. They're programming the C++ side. Ramsey says as soon as it works in usable public beta. Dennis thinks otherwise, wants it to work well. VNAV is completely rewritten, should be more accurate than V1, so it's more about assembling. Very nice. 747, no plan but was considered. Logically it will be done at some point. Bar with the 777 is higher than anticipated, so all products need to be at the same level now. That's a good sign. And I heard about this, they are going to enhance the 75 and 767. Next incarnation will be in the ballpark of the 777. All Boeings in the future will be to the standard. All the features Ramsey's wanted in the last 20 years are in the 777 V2. That's very good. Things people find unimportant might not be in future models, but most of the features will. Great. Order of the variants. 3D modeling 90% done at the time. Next engine will be PW. Next one can be decided by poll. Next one is not the LR. Right. I really hope the freighter comes next. That's what I really want. 777X, same avionics as the 787, so logically yes. Issue is with available data. I see. Ramses has his own mathematical model for the engine and it's tunable. 3D modeling has to be separate for the 777X, not in the pipeline at the moment. That sort of makes sense. I guess there's a lack of data on the 777X considering it's not even in service yet. Will packages be combined? Usually engine variants are free updates because it was easy. Ramsey doesn't want it to change for the 777 V2, but it will if it's too much work. Tunable engine model is based on M1. PW and RR are driven by EPR, so Ramsey doesn't have a complete idea as to how to adapt the model yet. I see. Let's just check our flight. Yeah, we're doing okay. So, 787 is a completely different aircraft despite the common type rating. More electrics means stuff has to be rewritten. 60% of death time for the 777 V2 are common with the 787. That's good, that's a fair amount of similarity there. EFB will common EFB will be common with the 787. That's good because I like the 777 EFB. 3D work almost done. Most of the work is on the 777 V2. X-plane is throwing some good curveballs. 787 50 to 60% being done. Might come before the 777 variants because things are different between variants. Weight balance, some systems. As soon as things are ready, they'll ship. The 787 is ready in between variants. The remaining variants will wait. Okay, that's fair. Laminar weather. Icing is ready there. Weather radar old like the 75767 is hoped for this or next week. Ramses has info on how to use the new weather radar. It should be faster as soon as the new model is in X-plane. Laminar weather doesn't look like Boeing, so they have to deconstruct. Features like predicting if there are multiple radar returns are not in the LR model. So I'm reading notes from the Flight Factor dev stream provided me by Skylar. This is for the Flight Factor dev stream that they did. 320 updates. Ramsey doesn't want to discuss much. Features from IRL sims are being added. 3D work, model work being done. Easter eggs, 3D, some sound, no spoilers. Not all of them have been found. Ramsey's favorite is a Klingon row numbers because it was meant as a solution. Alright, here we go. CPDLC. It works. You can connect, send, receive messages. 777 has features in addition to that. 777 has features in addition to that, like passing flight plans, adding them to the FMC, or changing colors for different info. Around 60 pages of comm systems. Wow, that's a lot. Ramses isn't programming it. Public release depends on VNAV. Okay, fair. And LR is for laminar research, yeah, not the 200 LR. Yeah, thank you for clarifying that. Let's just check on our flight. Still doing good on the descent here. So standalone pushback plugin. Needs data from ACF file. Might be assigned to someone, or Ramsey will do it himself after 777 public release. That's going to be quite exciting. Definitely looking forward to that. And there's a second page here. Here we are, A330 V2. Flight Factor and Tollers have an idea of their roles. Flight Factor OAS, 3D, MFD sounds, VR interaction. Voice control is to be decided. Pushback truck, yes, people like it. Flight Factor assigned one 3D designer on it and it's progressing nicely, aiming for the same detail as 777, maybe a little less. It would have OANS, it will be marked as Flight Factor, but who handles support is not determined yet. Okay, so kind of in a way similar to V1 in terms of work. No worries, Lafarelle. Have to go, have a good one, enjoy the stream. Thank you very much for being here. Another 757 and 767 update, or wait for V2. You will see an update if Austin breaks stuff. XP12 12.2 will have some dynamic stuff, so likely they'll have to update it. New weather radar will be there. Very nice. How has the private alpha process affected your views? Ramsey's liked how the private alpha process works. People are clear what they consider complete. Future releases will be like this because it gives people access to people who want to test it and lessens workload since there are less redundant bug reports. Fair enough. I think this process sort of, in the end, it came together and worked quite well. Change the 777 V2 reflections. Ramsey doesn't mind more options. Dennis thinks too many is confusing. If people really want it, they'll add the option. I think that option needs to be there because I find the reflections a bit too much in the 777 V2. And there's quite a dark tint on the windows, which might be realistic, but it's sort of, it makes everything seem a bit dull outside the window, which is a bit of an issue. Two types of reflections, static and dynamic. Static reflections may have their opacity changed but will not be disabled. Reflections in screens are dynamic, can't be changed, okay. Premium economy in 777 V2. For the 3D people, the chairs are fine. Issue is programming the math and reorganization. Issue with matching the cabin to chairs so it doesn't look wrong. Ramsey tried making functions but switched to tables. Maybe but the time could be spent elsewhere. That's fair enough, I reckon. Shared flight. Dev is in contact with Flight Factor and needs both Ramsey's and Dennis's approval. Ramsey doesn't want Dennis doing anything right now except VNAV will be done in the future. So VNAV is a priority. That is another good thing. And as Skylar says there, it's exciting because that means 787 will have early access, which I am also very excited about because I can't wait for a really good 787 in X-Plane. So we're at 10,000. Let's check what our next altitude is going to be. We're still fast, so I'm going to put some more speed brake out. Next altitude is going to be our platform of 3,000, so let's just put that in. Continue the descent down, get our lights on. Alright, continue reading this. Autosave can be done in 30 minutes, but it'll be painful to use because saving takes time. Animated cargo passengers. Maybe for animated cargo. A350 V1 proved that passengers are not worth it because there aren't enough points. Ramses has multiple freight options he wants implemented in the freighter variant. There may be a forum post for unimportant features like animated cargo 121 cabins. SimBrief uplink. Flight Factor chose EFB because it's authentic, which is why it's clunky. You can't transfer from EFB, but you can from ACARS. Right, I see. 737 MAX. Ramses would need a type rating maybe in the future. Yeah, I don't think a 737 MAX is going to be on their cards. I think they're going to go for the 777, 787, 757, 767 updates, A350, and then probably a 74. I doubt they'll go for a 737 MAX, but that'd be cool. Maybe Zevo could do that. Performance calculator, it's working. Takeoff works, but there's a couple of bugs. Landing is being worked on, but it's easier because of Boeing data. Landing will likely be a table instead of actual calculations. A couple of weeks, Ramses will get involved in programming to help. That's a very good sign as well. That should be soon. Avionics bay. Ramses wants it in future update. Sounds have been recorded. Ramses wants circuit breakers in the avionics bay working. Wow, that will be very, very, very detailed. So it doesn't look like they need more testers right now. Gate power, yes, good idea. 75767 performance calculator, no, because the engine model is different. Braking model is tuned. Flight model might not be. Maybe in next iteration. So maybe when it gets a big update. And finally, Mikhail GXP, welcome. You should check Rain's latest message and dev questions. It mentions the issues, but also gives an estimate for VNAV. I'll take a look. I'll take a look at that. Maybe at the end of the flight if we don't have time here. But we'll take a look for sure. CG, X-Plane uses 9 points of weight. 777 V2 uses 900, more than 900 points of weight. Wow, you can see the detail. KC46, not in this generation. Other 777 updates, more training scenarios after Ramses has recurrent training. Because if you don't know, Ramses is type rating on a 777. Very nice. Well, Skylar, thank you very much for providing those notes. I really do appreciate it. And I think to answer your question, the most, what I'm most excited about has got to be the 787. As I said before, I really think it does have to be the 787. just going to set my speed here manually to 220. I'm going to set a fix as well if it lets me. We can. Nice. So ELLX. And we're doing runway 24. And it might not take it, so we'll just do ELLX with 10 nautical mile fix ring. Perfect. No worries, Stan. Thank you very much for being here. Avionics Bay is really the main reason I think I'm hyped for. That would be really cool, yeah. Especially if all the circuit breakers work, that'd be insane level of detail. Hope you're ready though. It's not the nicest message to read. Okay, I'll take a look in a second. I think probably once we land, because we're getting quite close to the airport here. Bro will have a sore throat tomorrow. Mate, I can feel my throat going already. A lot of talking on this stream. Alright, where were we? 220, descending nicely. We'll slow down as we get closer. But we have the landing systems on. Let's set the QNH then, which is 1016 even. There it is. And everything else looks okay for now. Still got the speed brake out to maintain this rate of descent. Overhead looks good. Wing views look good as well. Nice orthos. I think we're still quite high. I nudged the flight stick there, that's my bad. I'm just going to go into an open descent because I feel like we're way too high here. And we really need to get down. Landing predictions, let's see if this A330 is as floaty as the default. Yeah, let's see, it'll be my first landing on it. We haven't done much regarding the flight model yet. Right, okay. Let's see how it is. I've enjoyed flying it so far though. Can't wait to try it in the long haul. Hopefully we can get ILS here. Although we may have a conflict with this aircraft. We do need to slow it down as well. We're 180 on the speed. We might be high. If we are, we'll orbit. Alright, so just about on the glide slope then. Let's arm the approach. Glide slope and localizer capture. Just about. We'll go flaps 1. Help with the descent. You'll only get better and better. Yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to. For sure. And I think at this point we can disengage the speed brake. We'll arm it. And we're on glide slope, localizer, fantastic. 7 miles out. We'll go flaps 2, 160. So get it slowed down here. No, that's not what I wanted to do. Alright, 140. We'll do that. Believe in the placebo. So one thing I noticed on the default A330 is that it tends to like to land sort of with an incorrect pitch. Last time I flew it, it was having me fly at its approach speed with flaps 4. My pitch was like -2 degrees, which is obviously not correct. This looks a lot better though. We'll go flaps 3 and flaps 4.
2000.
We'll disconnect the autopilot soon. Hey Omega, no issues just yet. We did get one crash, but I don't think that was to do with the aircraft. That was just an issue with my own X-plane. But so far so good. pitch is way too low. I think it's a little bit low now as well, to be honest. I would expect 2.5 degrees. Yes, that is a little bit low now. It likes to land. Mine likes to go around with idle thrust. That's what most pilots will call massive float. Yeah, it does float. It does float. What I meant earlier is that it likes to, you know, this pitch, we should be at 2.5 degrees right now, rather than, well, pretty much 0 degree pitch. But yeah, pretty happy with it so far. Lots of great updates coming. And devs from AeroGenesis, do you have any, I know it's a difficult one, but do you have any timeline for the first version update? As we do that, we'll disconnect the autopilot. I do have a keybind, but it wasn't working. But let's land this thing now. Into Luxembourg here. Nice approach. Getting high already. Yeah, look at that pitch. We wouldn't want to be pitching down like this on final. We want to be around 2.5, but 2.5 is going to give us too high of a, too slow of a rate of descent.
$500, $400, $300.
Getting high again.
$200.
Still high.
100. 50, 40, 30, 20, retard, 10, 5.
Oh, bit of a hard landing. But we got it down. See all those cargo look 747s on the approach there. Uphill runway. I'm just gonna stir the reversers, disconnect the auto brake, take the next exit here. We're gonna need some power actually, 'cause it's uphill. Come on. Come on. There it is. Guess the auto brake didn't disconnect. With the next update, there will also be a slight delay with the fly-by-wire controls like in real life. Yeah, I saw some chat on the Discord about that, so that sounds good. Rudder is also too sensitive, but will definitely be fixed. Yes, yeah, I agree with the rudder being too sensitive. And right, we go around here. Can we make it? We can. We'll go over here. Look at all those cargo 747s in the background there. 1.08. Yeah, not too bad. It was a little bit hard, but not too bad. I was just trying not to float, and I guess I just didn't play. We'll take a look at the landing replay for sure. What was your landing speed? I think you were landing too fast. I landed 140, which is what the aircraft told me. But SimBrief said 134, so... Let's get the landing lights off. Oh. They can go to taxi, strobe light can come off. If we can click the button. There it is. Get the APU on. Right. I have no idea where things park at Luxembourg. So let's just... Okay, let's go over here to the passenger terminal. Trish the lawnmower. We'll take a look at this landing for sure in the replay. Yeah, I landed at 140. But SimBrief did say 134, so I think that may have been potentially a little bit better. But we'll see. Just want to get the TCAS off. And flaps can go up. Stow the speed brakes. Oh yeah, look at the texture work on the wings there. And what else? All of this stuff. That okay, that doesn't work. Nor do these yet. Okay. That's off. We'll go over here to the left somewhere, probably to those jetways over there, park over there. Landing speeds, flight directors can go off. Can you show the MCDU on approach page? Yeah, let me just get in a straight line here. If I go to Perth, approach. This was all filled out before, but yeah, it said approach 140. You may be able to just go back and replay the stream as well, because I did show it earlier, but I think it's wiped it now that I've landed. Come on. Needs a lot of thrust to get moving. That's another thing. I'm on almost 50% M1. So we'll go over there to those jetways. And as we do that, taxi light can go off. Runway turn off light can go off as well. And then we'll turn into this next one. No worries. Slow it down here as we park up. Straighten it up a little bit. Come on. Follow the marshaller. Alright, hold it there. Parking brake can go on. APU is running, so APU bleed can go on as well. Let's kill the engines. And there we go. Welcome to Luxembourg then. Very nice. And I'm just going to end the flight on Volanta. So, just give me 1 second here. End the flight. And according to Volanta, our landing rate was minus 451. Yeah, not good. But, let's take a look at the replay. I really hope it works. Come on. Alright, let's take a look. So you see how it lands quite flat? Oh, that didn't look too bad at all. It looked quite good actually. As Vesey says, an A330 will still look like butter. Yeah. Take a look at from a few different angles here. Looks fantastic on approach. The nose is definitely a bit low, but it's not as bad as the default Lamino the last time I flew it. And if that gets some work done on it, it's not too bad. That doesn't look too bad at all of a landing. It's the beauty of an A330. Fantastic sounds. See the light reflecting off the engine there? Beautiful. Tilted landing gear is really doing heavy lifting here. Yeah, it really does help, doesn't it? It did look a lot worse in the cockpit. Try passenger view, that's always worse for me. Yeah, we'll take a look at that in a second. And we'll take a look at what, yeah, what Den said as well. Oh, that wasn't too bad at all. Bit off center line, but that wasn't too bad at all. Is the A330 hard to flare? It looked like it barely flared. Yeah, I barely flared it because I didn't want to float. That's just purely on me. It's not the aircraft, it's just I've not flown it for quite a long time, so I'm not particularly used to it. Nothing to do with the plane. It actually flies quite nice in terms of flight model, but it does need a little bit of work. As you can see, the nose is a little bit lower than what you'd expect from an Airbus there. Decent. Shall we do a passenger view as well then? The textures here on the flaps look really nice. Let's see. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was okay. Could be XP realistic making it look worse. But that looked okay to me, not too bad. A fairly standard landing, to be honest. Oh yeah, look at the flap jittering. That's really cool. Did we get wing flex? Let's just take a look. I don't think we did actually. After, oh, like the wing flexed down a little bit after the touchdown, but not on the initial touchdown. I don't think so. Let's take a look. So on that initial touchdown, there wasn't any wing flex, but then it does flex once we're on the ground. Look at that, that's fantastic. Look at those effects as well. Very nice. And let me just bring it back to the... if it stops stuttering. Alright, here we are. Let's just shut down the aircraft here. Very, very quickly. All the lights can go off. Seatbelt signs, no smoking signs. ADs. Emergency exit signs, APU off. There is APU gen. That should be off. Why are we still running? Surely it's still not. It's not running off the engine gens, right? It was on the engine gens. Interesting. All right. Well, there it goes. So yeah, in general, what do I think? So far, actually really happy with the aircraft. I don't think the crash we had earlier was anything to do with the plane. I think that was just something my side. But yeah, really happy. It's flyable. Look forward to doing some long hauls. I'll definitely be doing some more testing. Glad that they have fixed a lot of the bugs as well. Seems like they're working very hard for some more features and stuff like that as well. So it's really, really nice to see what AeroGenesis have been doing. And it is, of course, free, which is the best part. Aero should be okay, and X-plane looks like it's like flying a glider. Either you float or you smash it, nothing in between. Yeah, it does get a little bit like that sometimes. No worries, Max Design. Thank you very much for being here, and all the other devs from AeroGenesis, thank you very much for being here as well. Thank you very much for your hard work too. And aircraft fuel burn looked mighty fine as... oh yeah, actually, let me just let me just take a look at this for you. What was our fuel at? 7370. And my... what was I meant to land with? I was meant to land with... estimated fuel on board by the time I got to Luxembourg, 7 tons I was meant to have. And that, honestly, that 400 kilos could have just been down to me, you know, not taxiing. I would have had the APU on for a lot longer, burning fuel, all of that sort of stuff. So that looked okay to me. You know, 400 kilos off is really not much at all. So I'm quite happy with that. And I'll do some more testing as well. For me, dive down at cruise didn't even work with ILS. Worked fine for me. ILS worked fine. Not sure what that's about, but if it's a bug, do report it to the team. Sure, they'll be happy to take a look. Missed the whole stream. Oh well, I'm sure you can watch it back, Caleb. Yeah. All right. Well, like I said, thank you all very much for being here. It's an absolute pleasure trying out this aircraft today, and I was actually quite surprised at just how much I enjoyed it. And of course, as Vessi says, their hard work will start now. So, thank you all very much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.